call. But you,
What is that?
I'm getting messages of missed calls. I'm like, I don't understand it.
I didn't hear it.
No.
I didn't hear it.
If
I've
you're
never heard that.
calling, try again.
I've never heard that chime before. What's that chime?
It's saying that there
Saying
was
you
a
missed a call.
Oh, it's on me.
We're open.
We're open for
We're
business,
signed
folks.
in. I don't know.
So
Hulua.
So Hulua had the, and I mean it took a couple weeks obviously to get all the water out and dry it out and all that stuff, and then they realized that it had affected their walk-in coolers, so they had to replace those, and it's been a very long process for them to get back up and going. They're still waiting on the inspector to go in and pass them, and give them the permission to even turn on the electric and.
I'm malfunctions over here.
Mike's like, what's going on?
She's going to town over there.
I'm sorry.
Don't mind me,
Did you
man.
just go through like a wardrobe change or something?
No, I'm just having malfunctions.
You men will never understand the bra situation.
God.
I was doing fine until you brought. Go ahead, do what you were doing.
No, it's good now, but.
Oh, damn right it was. That was awesome.
So they had to, they're still waiting on the inspector to go in and give them the okay to even turn on the electricity and
It's
the
a
gas.
long process. It's a long process because, again, when you do renovations or a repair of some sort, the city has to come in and inspect it before
And they
they
probably
can
had
give you
to,
the okay.
honestly, they probably had to wait for the insurance to kick, to get them their money so that they could,
Yeah.
do all this stuff.
It's a lengthy process.
It really
They want to
is.
make sure they do things right.
I can't believe you go to that place. You know the pipes freeze there?
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
I know
Well,
exactly,
no,
right?
the thing
be
is
ashamed of
that
yourself.
everybody, people were complaining that they weren't opened yet. And it's like, okay, well, this is what's going on. Like, I posted knowing that we had, we're in constant communication with the owners. And I said, listen, this is what's going on. Hopefully, they're hoping that they'll be open back up this week. Whether or not that'll happen, we don't know yet. But then all of a sudden, it was all these people, well, I hope that they, redo the carpets, and I hope that they redo this, and I hope that they redo that, and they, repaint the walls. And it's like, guys, seriously?
You gotta love opinions. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got them.
The
One of
last
the
time,
oldest Chinese restaurants in Nashville. Yeah, okay.
this was a response a week ago when I talked to them personally. And they said, we're doing fine. The restaurant is not open yet. I don't know when we're going to be opening. We're still repairing. There's still a lot of stuff that needs to be repaired, and also getting the approval from the city of Nashville and the inspectors. Last time I went there, one of the owners said that they replaced all the gas pipes and updated all the electrical wires. So it's just not just a repair of like just one pipe. There are certain things that they have to do.
Yeah.
Well,
they said
I'm wondering. I mean, honestly, so obviously with the broken pipes and stuff that they had to replace piping. But when they put in the new coolers, they probably weren't up to code with the original wiring.
I think that's a possibility. It could have been a domino effect.
You went to a place that's not up to code?
Yeah.
I'm disgusted.
I know.
Yeah.
Not going there.
And then the owner says, I will let you know when we reopen. For now, we're still closed. Our reopen date is still unknown. I don't know how long this is going to take because, as you know, the repair, the place, and the people that are involved is just become a slow process. Just, it is what it is. So,
But again, people aren't happy unless they're bitching about it. It's got to be a mechanism in the brain where people just need to complain. You ever meet those people?
oh yeah,
bad
they
habit
complain
they
about
get
everything.
into.
Everything. And it's like, dude, I talk to people, I give them nicknames, like the opposite nickname. Like if you're a miserable asshole, I'll call you happy.
Oh,
And
nice.
they say, why do you call me happy? Because you're always fucking pissed off.
Those are the kind of people that I have on Facebook where I delete. I just unfriend. Love that button. Thank you very much. Let's go from bitching and negativity to
I knew that I would.
ladies and gentlemen, it's time for that feel-good story. I know one of you ladies has that feel-good story for the week. Who got it?
I got it.
Boss lady, take it over.
All right. So our feel-good story comes from the National. Oh, hold on.
Someone's at the door.
Common Sense, New Hampshire. Who's this? Okay, go ahead.
I agree.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense because they've
Does this
taken
mean
it all
I have
out
to
of
learn
the
how to
schools.
sew? Because I suck at sewing, man.
You
How you doing?
Now, let me bring up this point here. Now, we have, everyday things that we do in our lives that kids do not get educated on. Paying the bills, changing a flat tire, checkbook balancing. Do you think the schools have that responsibility, or do you think that relies on something or an organization takes the unresponsibility?
Yep.
The parents. Okay.
Yeah, but what if your parents are serial killers?
Drug dealers.
It is true.
What do
You're
you mean?
absolutely-
What do you mean? Money doesn't for kids?
No.
You know how many times my kids go, "Dad, I need this. I need that. I
But
need
he
this.
brings
I
up
need
a
that."
good point, though.
Yeah.
It brings up a good point.
Yep.
Right.
I need a new car.
Exactly. And this is the point that
That's
he
nice,
brings
I
up,
do
which I
too.
totally agree with, that kids nowadays have to be independent. You want that money? Work for it. How do you work for it? Well, there's certain things that you have to do to gain that.
Yeah.
True or not?
Nope.
Well, because a lot of parents are just morons.
It's entitlements.
The listeners can't hear the caller.
Interesting. Well, we appreciate the call. Thanks for calling in.
Thanks,
Thank
James.
you.
Well, like I said, the independence nowadays, the kids are spoiled. We do know that. The kids, I want this and I want that. And when I wanted something, when I was a kid, either I did some chores or if I wanted allowance, I had to do certain things. Nowadays, Dad, I want an iPad. Well, here you go.
I need a new
We're
car.
not teaching our kids how to get it for themselves.
And
So
I-
when they get out in the
And
real
I
world,
hate that word entitlement. That word, especially when you refer that key word towards kids, it bothers me so much. Ugh. Anyway, I'm sorry, Aaron, you were saying about the feel good story.
Oh yes. So the feel-good story comes from the National Telegraph. The headline says a food pantry at North helps students. So I'll just read the article. It says anyone who looked at a food pantry at National High School North 10 years ago would find some non-perishable items such as canned soups, but that was about it. 10 years later, the food pantry coordinator, Don Morton, says the pantry has really taken off and provides about 700 meals a month. Tucked away in the corner of the school, the room is lined with shelves of non-perishable items including pasta, cereal, peanut butter, and toilet paper. There is also a full-size refrigerator and freezer stocked with goods. Morton, who is also a full-time educator, case manager at the school, has been running the pantry for about 7 years. She states that I run this just because I enjoy it, and I see the need for it. Originally, the food pantry consisted solely of donations of goods from school staff members, but the program now receives donations from a number of outlets. National High School North's food pantry has been able to join the New Hampshire Food Bank. The community has also come together to raise both funds and food. Morton says that every year they get food from the New Hampshire Tackles Hunger Food Drive, which gives the food, which is given to the food pantries at Nashua High School North and South. Members of North's Junior Reserve program, music department, and athletic teams also host drives to raise funds and food, while parents and volunteers also donate. The word of the pantry has gotten out to staff by them telling their friends and family, and Morton has now been able to do organizations and businesses that have decided to help. The culinary arts class will be cooking turkeys.
We have an earthquake. What was that?
What?
Did we just have an earthquake?
It's called the third floor.
Yeah.
Continue.
Oh.
The culinary arts class will be cooking turkeys that Morton has received from the New Hampshire Food Bank that will also be available for her to give out to families.
What the hell? We are literally going through an earthquake right now.
Mhm.
Breaking news.
She has received an email from a woman who is a friend of one of the teachers, and the lady has donated $2,000 in cash to help her with her food pantry.
Nice.
She says that she's speechless because she used to have to beg for just a couple $100s. And the word's getting out and people are seeing that there is a need for it.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That is
That's
so
good.
awesome.
And it's local. It's nice.
Common Sense New Hampshire applause, please.
Woohoo!
What I really like is that, you know, they these, you know, like this lady, I've actually met her at the school, but so not only does she do the food pantry, but kids will bring in clothes that they don't wear anymore and jackets and all this stuff, and the kids at the school that are low income or, you know, I mean, they actually helped one of the kids. He was kicked out of his house.
Aww.
He was kicked out of his house, so he was living in his car, and they gave, you know, they gave him food, they gave him clothes, they gave him blankets, you know, and they helped him find a new place to stay while he was still in school.
Nice.
You know, so it really is an outreach program at the high schools that a lot of people don't know exist.
Well, now they do.
Oops, sorry. Oh, sorry, Kevin.
Now, is it just
North and South both have one.
but North he seems to be more prominent.
Right.
Interesting.
The Mexican word. Sorry. The Mexican word of the day is defender. My wife wrecked the car, but only messed up the fender.
How we went from
I actually thought the Mexican word of the day was defense.
Oh yeah, I seen that one
Defender.
Interesting.
Oh,
Thank you, Mike. Aaron, thank you for that feel-good story. I appreciate that.
what was that story about?
Nasher North. Yeah, I'm glad that it. And did you say that they're affiliated or they get contributions? The New Hampshire Food Bank is also
they're recognized now by the New Hampshire Food Bank.
recognition. Thank you. That's the word.
So I think what we're gonna do, you know, to help them out, they did put a list of stuff that they are looking for, and I think when we do our egg hunt, I think we're gonna put a box or whatever for people to be able to donate stuff.
Look at this news report. It just pulled up on Channel 5. The girls will now get the experience all opportunities afforded to the boys. Boy Scouts welcome girls for the first time.
Whoa! Look at that.
Yep.
How funny is that we just talked about?
I know.
Wow.
This is honestly, this has happened several times where we've talked about a story, and then within like a couple hours,
Wow.
So
Whether
you
it be
can't, so you
WNUR
can't
or
call it the
News
Boy
5
Scouts now, right? You just call it the Scouts,
It's
right?
the Scout,
It's called
Yes.
It's called the
So even this news report's offensive, right? I mean, honestly, Boy Scouts and there's girls there.
Yes.
So
Mike.
here
That's all I can tell you. Yes, Mike.
so here's my, you know, I know a lot of the times we do, you know, there's food donations you see, you know, around Thanksgiving, around Christmas. the food pantry